Hello, shooters, loaders, and casters. Welcome to the Georgia Shooting Connection Friday Night Live stream. We hope y'all had a good week. CW, how was your week?
It was marvelous. Really good week. Awesome weather. It's hard to believe it's August here. We haven't been in the 80s all week. I know the rest of the country is in the hundreds. We've got beautiful weather, no humidity. It's just better than we have a right for it to be. Been awesome. Been to the range a few times. Made a whole pile of videos. Just really, really good time. Mike, how about you?
Oh man, pretty good week. Weather's cooling off just a little bit. We got a little rain a few days ago, and so it's been a good week. Just been recuperating and getting better, and so I'm real excited about that. Each day is just a little bit better, so I can't wait to get back out there on the range. I got to film a mail call today. A lot of stuff I've won and stuff people sent me, and I got some really awesome stuff from Jamie here, and an autographed Suzuki hat. So super excited about that. Now, Jamie, you realize I will have to curve that bill.
That's one of a kind, brother. Trust me, there's not another one in the world like that.
I love it. But anyway, thank you all so much for having me. What an awesome side chat out there is going already. And I'm going to have my camera muted a little bit. I'm eating. Amy just got home a while ago, and she brought home some really good hillbilly food. Beef lo mein. But anyway, thanks for having me here. Bama Dad, what you been up to, buddy? How's your week been? You're muted, buddy. You're pulling a hillbilly on us. We can't hear you, buddy.
Hello.
Is that better?
Yeah. Much
Good
better.
start.
I said
I liked it better before. I don't know.
I'm going. I'll see y'all later. I'm gonna go watch Hootie Hoot.
Always knew you were a fud.
How's your week been, Bama Dad? What you been up to, buddy?
It's been good. Just doing a little bit of programming and did some reloading. Telling CW, I said
Found it.
I was just cranking out some 9mm one right after the other, and I had about 200 in the hopper. And I looked on top of the shell plate, and there was a big wad of powder, and I'm thinking, uh-oh, one of those out of that 200 hadn't got any powder in it.
Or a primer.
No, I checked all of them for primers. They all had primers in them. I don't know what happened. It's really got me leery. I think I'm just going to disassemble all 200 of them.
You know what they say?
I just put them on a scale.
Speed kills.
Yeah. You got a little digital scale, you'll find them real quick.
If it's rifle loads, it'll show up.
Yeah, with 2 or 3 grains, it's hard.
9mm and
no 9mm. It'll show up.
Maybe.
Yeah, they're
Mixed
cast
cases?
bullets. I don't know.
Mixed cases.
There's so many variations there. I'm probably just going to pop the bullets out of them and start over.
One of them's going to weigh 4 or 5 grains less, or you're going to hear it.
That might shoot them out of a semi-auto. Just shoot them. One just goes. Take the gun apart. You can knock that one out of there. You'll know it.
That's it.
You didn't hear that from me.
Done.
Yep, exactly. It's not a good idea.
I have, I'm kind of, if it can go wrong with anybody, it's usually going to go wrong with me. And I see these pictures of pieces of pistols flying all over the place, and
Squib will do that for you.
Well, it'll only do that if you fire one after you get one stuck.
That's right.
Yeah, that's the whole thing. But you know, I've seen the same thing happen with factory ammo, so I can't. There's a lot of people said I wouldn't reload my carry ammo, and I got to thinking about that, and I'm like, I saw 2 guns go down in one weekend because of factory ammo, and it wasn't junk ammo; it was S&B. So
Yep,
I don't
it
know.
happens.
I'm gonna put a camera on the thing where I can, and so I can hook it up to a decent sized little monitor, shines down in the case, and where I can watch it closer. But I just got carried away, just got to cranking. I was watching the round counter more than I was paying attention.
It'll get you.
All those.
It'll get you.
Every time.
I can see why some people don't use progressive. Go ahead,
Be
Rebel.
careful. Yep.
Well, if, to continue on what you're saying, a 550 isn't really progressive. It's 4 single stage presses, and one you're indexing with your thumb. If you think you made a mistake, you can back up and punt. And I can't take mine off 9mm. I was getting ready to switch it over to 45 Colt, and I'm like, but I shoot so much 9mm, my ammo can's low, and I can fill it up in an hour. Heck, I'll just single stage 45 Colt. And I got some 38 to load, and I found I had 1,000 cast lead semi-wad cutters from an old company that was here just right up the road from me, Sigmund Bullets, and 158s, and I'm like, cool. And I'm really irritated with Chad right now, my partner, one of my partners at work, because he has got a golden horseshoe in his rectum. I swear to God, a man came in and talked to Chad about trading. He tends to gravitate to Chad because Chad's in a wheelchair, and Chad takes full advantage. And he came in and said, "What do you think y'all trade this for?" And I looked over and I saw it was a Ruger. I saw it was a Blackhawk. And then I heard Chad cock it, and I heard 4 clicks. I was like, okay, that's a 3-screw. And Chad's like, well, this is what the book says. It's not a flat top. Flat top be a little bit more. But, you know, pick out what you want to trade on, and I'll make you an offer. And we were going back and forth. I got in. I kind of horned in on it. And after he left, he said, well, I'll think about it. And after he left, he took the pistol with him. I looked at Chad and I said, you want that 3-screw, don't you? He went, yeah. I went, dadgummit. I'd already figured I was going to take that Hall stag grip and trade it back in and pay the difference to the store and get the Ruger. But Chad wants it, so, you know, whatever. The guy had some awful hoe grips on it. I have big hands, and they kind of filled in that gap between the trigger guard and the handle. And that didn't really work for me because that's why I don't like the Dragoon flat back Super Blackhawks, because I'll tuck my middle finger up underneath that trigger guard real tight, and it'll bust my finger every time. Whereas a round one will just roll. And he said, oh, these grits fit me pretty good. I looked at him and I said, do you have the original grits? He went, yes. Do you have the box? No. I said, I thought, man, you threw away $150 right there. Don't throw away your pistol boxes. You know, if it's a modern rifle or something, yeah, go ahead and throw them in the wood burner, but don't throw away your pistol boxes. You never know what something might be worth. Anyway, enough said. Kyle, what you got?
I'm quick and easy, just praying for some rain. We really need it.
We know you're easy.
Looking forward to I'm bringing a a friend into the fold. We're going to load up some 9mm probably next Thursday and take it to the range and shoot it up. And he's looking into getting into it, and I'm looking forward to teaching him. And other than that, that's about where I'm at. How about you, Walter?
I had a great week, and most of it was today. You ever cram 7 days into one day?
Yes, sir.
So I got to the range Monday.
Not since I left Vegas.
Yeah. I spent 2 weeks there one night.
Not since I got married.
and I got some casting done. I had a couple of new moles, which I'm kind of rat holing some of this video for later in the fall, and I'll fire up Moldy Monday again when I run out of other stuff to do. But I had been looking for a Hensley and Gibbs number 503, which is an Elmer Keith design bullet, and it's the one that Lyman copied for their 429421. And Hensley and Gibbs only made about 5 moles that were actually designed by Elmer Keith, and I've got 4 of them. I got one more to find, a number 501, which is a Keith design bullet for 45 Colt. So as soon as that one shows up somewhere on the planet, it's mine anyway. So I cast that up, and I had an Arsenal mold for 41 mag. I cast that one up this week. Nice looking bullet. And but today I started off with a phone call from my LGS, and he says, "Hey Walter," he said, "you remember that Uberti single action Army 7th Cavalry clone that we had to send back to Cimarron in February of 2025, a year and a half ago?" I said, "Yeah." He said, "Well, it finally showed back up here today. Come and get it." So I went in there, and I walk in there, and before I even see that, I look in his showcase, and there's a Contender. Contenders don't show up in California. They just don't. And I'd been looking for one for years. And it was a consignment sale. It was an original Contender, not the new Encore stuff. 4 barrels, 222, one long barrel 14-inch match and a 10-inch, and 2 38s, one a 10-inch and one 14-inch. And had an optic on it. It needs furniture. And he said, "I know you've been looking for these. You want it?" I said, "Yeah, put it in the back. Here's a $100 bill. Hold it until I can get back tomorrow." He said, "Don't you want to look?" I said, "No, I know what it is," because there ain't going to be another one. I'd given up on another one. A friend of mine had one, this lady, and she wanted $3,000 for hers. And I said, it's not worth that. I said,
No.
I offered her half of that. She had 4 barrels for that, including a semi-marginal legal 45 Colt. You put a 45 Colt barrel, a Contender barrel, on one in California. California says it's a short barrel shotgun because you can put a 410 on it.
Oh,
like,
God.
who in their right mind would do that, right? But anyway, so if you have one of those, you got to be discreet about it. But anyway, so laying money on that. I go back in there tomorrow, and without discussing price, the weight of it was, with all 4 barrels and an optic that was on it, was 1.5 kilo. It wasn't horrible.
No, it's not horrible.
Original Contender. The 238s have wood forearms on them, and
big cat, just cat head or full cat on the receiver.
Yeah, full. Yeah,
full cat. Okay.
Yep. It looks good. I didn't spend a whole lot of time going through everything on it, but it looked really good on the surface. What happened was a local guy passed away and had 4 safes full of stuff.
Wow.
So that's how it happened to show up on consignment here. He had a bunch of other stuff that I already had.
I don't think I've ever seen a 14-inch 38 special.
No.
Yeah. So
no. As a gun dealer, I'm drooling. I'm just I'm wiping my mouth.
So,
I wonder,
I said, the price wasn't horrid. I mean, it wasn't free or cheap, but they just don't show up.
It was
here.
pretty fair. It was pretty fair.
And so that's what I said. I said that's a fair price. That's what it's worth. The optic wasn't much. It was an old Burris, but I'll probably do something else with that. But the 22 LR match barrel, I thought, man,
You're gonna like that.
yeah. And so I need to come up with a 44 barrel.
They're dime a dozen. They're all over the place here. I
Yeah.
see them all the time.
And California now, though, I can't have a barrel shipped to my house legally. Got to go through an FFL. Yep.
Oh well, we'll ship you marshmallows if we find one.
Or come in through the back door with UPS or something. But that's
right.
another one of our dumb laws. But anyhow, so I had a good day today. I'm happy. Sorry to bore you with all of the stuff. I was happy to get that single action Army 45 Colt revolver. It was a good one. What had happened was right after I got it, shooting cowboy level loads, the barrel split and the front sight blade fell off. I didn't know the barrel was split. The front sight blade fell off, and we found the sight blade. And since it was under warranty, said, let's send it back. Well, then they come right back and said, oh, your barrel's split. We got to put a new barrel on it. We'll get it right back to you. Yeah, a year and a half later, I finally get it.
Good Lord.
Yeah. So anyway, so that was life in Viejo land. Like I said, today was a banner day. The rest of the week was good too.
So it was like he passed away. I wonder if his wife brought it in, and hopefully she didn't sell his stuff for what he told her he gave for it.
No, yeah,
he gave $100 for this. Can I get 50?
That might have happened. I don't know. That's one of the greatest jokes of our genre. Here's what I only paid $100 for it, honey.
It sounds like he left her a list.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, like $125 for a Shadow 2.
Right.
Yeah, right.
I love that short. She was a pretty lady too, man. She was.
And I literally have a list with all the pricings on it in my safe and a folder, because I told Ames, I'm like, if anything happens to me, there's a list of all of our guns with serial numbers. I didn't tell her I had the prices on it, but I was like, so, if anything ever happens to me, go get that out of the safe. So then at least she'll see how much I got in everything, but I ain't going to tell her till then. So
yeah. Oh, I'll tell you something else I found out today, and this may spark some discussion over here. I'm over here looking at the side chat, and Kyle put in there, hey, where can I get a 30 caliber mold? For some reason, I was looking at Lyman's website today, and all of their molds say out of stock. Call us if you want to order something. All of your molds are out of stock at the company website. I go over to Midway. All of their Lyman molds are out of stock.
Ooh.
Wow.
I'm gonna call them Monday. I tried to call Lyman today, but they don't run their phones on Fridays, it turns out. So I'm worried about that a little bit. Lyman's been one of our, it's our Chevrolet kind of molds, Leo, that's the Kia.
Well, you know what happened, Walter? So-and-so over there retired, and he's the one that did everything, probably.
Yeah. Well, they might be dropping out of the game, there aren't that many of the younger shooters that are into casting, I guess. But
when's the last new Lyman mold you bought?
I can't remember the last new one that I bought.
Mine was probably 89 or 90, and it was a Great Plains bullet. My wife bought it for me for a birthday, a wedding, something or other present. I mean, anniversary, whatever present. That's the last one that I remember ever buying.
Well, here you go.
They've been there, because if I see something come up on eBay or one of the forums or something, and somebody's got one used, I usually go to one of the online retailers to compare what's the new price on this one. And they've been there until I looked today, and they're not anywhere.
My last Lyman mold that I bought was from CW.
Yeah, I mean, probably 100. You too, since with eBay and forums and buddies and stuff, you bought a pile, but new.
Yeah,
you just
maybe they're moving out of the business. I don't know.
I don't know. Lyman's even their load books are still cast centric, you know.
Yeah.
I can't hardly see them getting out of the business. Maybe they're having supplier troubles. Who knows? Who knows?
Yeah. But even their
Jamie,
cast is 10 years out of date now.
Jamie, if you'll humor me real quick, as a guy in the gun business, I kept Googling Remington. What's going on with Remington? And my nephew works at Academy Sports. And I said, when's the last time y'all had a new Remington in there? And he asked the gun counter guy. He said 2 years. And, you know, we had 2 compact 243s made in LaGrange, Georgia, last year. And then they became unavailable. So I got smart and used my Google Foo and Googled Rim Arms updates. And that's the new name of Remington, is Rim Arms.
I can only do that once I verify your form. Try going to the Google Home app, then checking your...
You said Google.
Yeah, no kidding. Well, it's not anything in my house. Anyway, yeah, okay, Mark. Anyway, they are getting sued already because they haven't paid contractor bills for their new plant. They got the 700 line up and going, and they got the 870 line up and going, and then they're being sued for millions for unpaid bills from contractors. So I don't even know if the new Rim Arms is going to get off the ground, and I hate that. It makes me sick. You know, Remington's it's a name. It's everything. You know.
Yeah, they're an icon.
Yeah.
They are an icon. Thank you, Walter. That's the word I was looking for. They're an icon, and even though Freedom Group cheapened the brand, you know, I had hoped that when Remington bought themselves back, that they would come back to the old standard, and it doesn't even look like they're going to get a chance to do that. I hope there's a lifesaver somebody throws in there for them, and they get some cash and are able to buy themselves out of debt and get the manufacturing stuff. Because Sports South, which is the biggest distributor probably in the United States, Shreveport, Louisiana, has dropped Remington from their rolls. You can't find them on shotgun. You can't find them on rifles. They just dropped them. And everywhere else, they're exactly, Bull. Exactly. Everywhere else, they're all out of stock of everything. And I wondered what they were doing, because they came out with the Remington 700 and the Remington 700 Alpha, which was just a 700 with an HS Precision stock and a Timney trigger. And we took the rifle out of the stock, and it's a Timney trigger you can't even adjust. You can't take it apart. You can't do anything to it because they're scared as hell because they got sued over the Mike Walker trigger, and because truthfully somebody messed with it, and they were wanting $2,000 for that rifle retail, and I'm like, I'm sorry, there's stuff on the market now that's copied you, Bagara, Christensen, this, that's better for less money. And just stick with the Remington 700 and a Sendero and all the classics, and you'll be fine. And they've strayed. They've strayed. Anyway, I'm done with that. Go ahead, Jamie. Get everything started.
Well, dang, man, it's about time. Shoot.
Just tell me to shut up.
How was your week, Jamie?
I wished I'd have thought of that. Yeah, that flat bill is a turnoff, Mike. Yeah, I don't like a flat bill on my baseball caps.
I'll take care of that then.
Yeah, man.
Mike,
Just
what
put it in your back
you're
pocket.
looking at here? That's the
Yeah.
Catawba curve.
Yeah. One thing I want to talk about tonight, and all you guys on the side chat, I like Ross's comment. Apparently, we're dinosaurs, boys. Apparently, we should have died out a long time ago.
You didn't have to remind me, Jamie.
Yeah, in Remington, I tell you that I trace it back because I'm old enough, and I know most of you guys are too. But the problem with their trigger / safety on those 700s and their refusal to do something about it and take care of it. And the man that designed the rifle told them about it before it got off the assembly line. And he created a fix for it that would have cost 4 cents per rifle, it seems like what I heard. But
Yeah.
all of that mess, yeah. To me, the beginning of their trouble was the refusal to take proper care of that problem. And,
Right. Yeah.
Got to take care of you people, man. And what's like, I told my boss not long after he came to work there. I said, there's one thing you're going to have to understand if you're going to be the boss of people. And he said, I said, well, 2 things. He said, what's that? I said, number 1, if your people know you really care about them, if you love them, they'll follow you. Number 2, your biggest asset is your people, and your biggest liability is your people.
Yep.
And he seemed to take that to heart because he really shows genuine care and concern about each individual that works for him in their private life as well as their work life. And we had a quick 30-minute meeting today that lasted an hour and 15 minutes. Say you ain't been there. Say you ain't been there.
I've been there.
Testify.
Yeah.
I worked in a banking industry, so it was common.
Yeah.
Bless your heart. And that ain't ugly, bless your heart. That's bless your heart. See, Kyle gets it.
I got it.
Man, let me tell y'all something. Kyle was talking earlier about praying for some rain. Man, this is the hottest summer I can remember in a minute. And even Kirby Smart commented that during fall practice last year, the temperatures were 7 to 8 degrees cooler on a daily basis than they were this fall camp. But anyway, what we want to talk about tonight after we do roll call, we want to talk a little bit about hunting safety. And it's getting to be that time of year. And I feel like we need to brush up on these things on a yearly basis. So this might become an annual event.
It's something.
And let's do roll call. Walter, you got something to type in? I got something on my mind.
Well, since you said it, let's go with safe. You can consider it safe practices or safe in your back room where your guns are or whatever. But
I beat Walter. Look at that.
did you beat me?
I beat you.
Doggone it.
Not on mine.
You want me to show you the screenshot?
Yeah, I see Walter, and then I see Ron say hello, and then I see me, and then I see Kyle.
No, bad
Yeah.
no.
That's
Yeah,
what I see.
well, That's what
We're all
going
going to have our own because of the way it redraws.
Yeah, it's like
I already had orange typed in. I had to delete it.
well, I was thinking hunting, but yeah, safe is even better. It's easier to spell, right?
Right.
Less letters. Okay, we got Walter in here first. He come up with the idea, so that's why he's first. He's on the panel and in the side chat. Ron 2A Matters is out there. CW2A is on the panel and in the side chat. So is Kyle Lusk. IWS Bull says it's been a wet year. I
To disagree.
maybe that's why we're having such a problem with gnats, and mosquitoes, and everything else. Mike Hester, the rebel, is on the panel and in the side chat. So is Bama Dad. IWS Bulls out there, last of three. Good to see you, brother. Dwayne 7834. Let me put that comment. It's good to see him out there, and Dale Pogue. Let me tell you guys, Dwayne and Dale and Edward Petty and an old one guy and Rollis. And, man, those guys have been here since the beginning, guys, and we salute you and we're thankful for your faithfulness. Dale Pogue's out there, Edward Petty, Tread. He's one of those original guys. Old one guy, Rollis Corbellis, Tommy Boy, Hillbilly Up is on the panel and in the side chat. Ozzy Osbourne, Ron 2A Matters, Alaska 1 Andy. He's been around a while too. There's our buddy James Pugh, Dwayne 7834, James Pugh. There you go. Ron Wayne Official. Tread. Let's see. Harmungus. Ricky Baird, my brother. Andy 79Z28, Timothy Burkett. Edward Petty again. I think we're up to date. Yeah, James Pugh, you got it bearing down on me, boy. Ozzy. Yeah, we're going to get to that, buddy. No, but you did now, Bud. And that's, yeah.
No sugar. Sugar and the cornbread.
That just leaves a bad taste in your mouth, don't it?
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, Andy been around since Nathan. Nathan was one of the OGs, man. But we're thankful for all of you guys that come in and spend a little bit of your weekend with us on the Georgia Shooting Connection. Y'all are awesome. And like I've said before, and I'll keep saying, your time is your most valuable asset, and we appreciate your faithfulness. Oh my goodness! Look at this mess. Now we got it started. Fudd, that's your fault. Dang it, Bo.
Oh, good Lord.
Do I need to go change shirts?
There you go. You can, but why? Yeah. That's like putting sugar in your grits. Oh man, that's another thing.
Yeah.
That's a bunch of Yankees that forgot that they're not eating farina.
Yeah.
I guess.
My father-in-law did that. He would eat grits like he ate cream of wheat.
Yeah, you put red eye gravy in the grits. And for those of you who don't know what red eye gravy is, well, that's a subject for another night.
Mama, Dad, you ate my grits at Dead Zero, didn't you?
Yeah.
And
That's the way I've always made mine.
Thank you, James Pugh.
Only day. I mean, did you add cheese to them, Jamie?
Oh,
I
yeah.
did.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like cheese and bacon or cheese and sausage in my grits. I like to chop up a fried egg in them too. So
Yeah. That's called a breakfast bowl here in the South.
it's
Tommy Boy, honey and cream corn, and might go to my cornbread.
cream corn.
Honey and cornbread. I have not tried that.
For
Might be
for
good.
for dessert, regular cornbread with a little bit of honey on it is fine, but not honey in the cornbread. No.
Now, pepper jelly, habanero pepper jelly on some cornbread, that's some good stuff.
Bull
Pin-
got it. He's a
pin-
homeboy though.
See, it's
Yeah.
all going downhill.
Right?
We're back to sweet.
How about pinto beans and onions on cornbread?
Absolutely.
That's just fine.
Our homemade vegetable soup
Oh,
and cornbread.
all right, here we go. Every successful hunt begins and ends with safety. Gun safety is gun fun. You don't want to be calling the ambulance.
Ambulance.
I heard somebody say that on TV this morning. Oh, it was the lady news anchor on 11 Live News out of Atlanta. She said one was loaded into an ambulance, and I was like, "Did you hear that, Lisa?"
Ambulance?
Ambulance. Anyway, I digress. All right. So whether you're stalking elk in the Rockies, hunting whitetail from a tree stand, or pursuing waterfowl on a foggy morning, following proper safety practices protects you, your partners, and the resource itself. Hunting is one of America's oldest and most respected outdoor traditions, but it's also a responsibility. This guide covers the key safety principles every hunter, new or experienced, should follow before ever stepping into the field. When you're ready to explore guided hunts with trusted, safety-conscious outfitters, visit this particular website. Okay.
I've got a keyword for you, Jamie.
All right.
The initials are IFAK, Individual First Aid Kit, IFAK.
Yep.
Not just a boo-boo kit, because you may be out in the woods and something happened. You need more than just some Band-Aids and Neosporin.
Maybe quick clot and
Have yourself some quick clot, a tourniquet.
I've got chest seals.
No. That's not the subject for tonight, guys. What we're talking about is you not needing that.
Why? wrap orange around it.
You need medical no matter what. If you carry a gun, you need medical.
Yeah.
I guess. But that's not what we're talking about tonight.
I know what you're talking about.
You talking about not shooting people out of tree stands?
Firearm accidents are almost always preventable. No, they are always preventable. Every hunter should know and live by these 4 cardinal rules, the 4 basic rules of firearm safety. Every gun is
Loaded.
when,
Always.
never assume a gun is unloaded until you've personally checked it. Always point
Downrange.
the muzzle in
At
a
the
safe
ground.
direction.
Yeah.
In a safe direction, whether walking, climbing, or loading gear, keep the barrel away from yourself and others. Keep your booger hook off the bang
switch.
until ready to shoot. Rest your finger alongside the receiver, not inside the trigger guard. Thank you. And number 4, be sure of your target and what's beyond it. Always identify your target fully before firing and ensure the area behind it is clear. Pro tip, review these rules before every hunt. Even if you've been shooting for years, safety habits fade without repetition. So therefore, the biggest enemy to gun safety is
You.
yes, because you are complacent. Complacency gets you hurt.
I was going to say slack, but same thing.
All right, pre-hunt safety checklist. Check your gear. Inspect your firearm or bow for wear, cracks, or loose parts. Verify that optics are securely mounted and sighted in. This goes a little bit further than what we would initially think. You know, when we leave home to go on a trip, we've sighted in our guns. But if you're traveling far and carrying your gun in your vehicle, once you get there, you need to take a couple of shots just to make sure, and then act accordingly. Clean your firearm before and after every trip. Test safety mechanisms to ensure they're functioning properly. This is something me and my buddy do. Plan and communicate. Let someone know your exact hunting location, route, and return time. Carry a map, compass, or GPS device, even if you know the area well. Store emergency contacts and local wildlife agency numbers in your phone. Okay. A good way to take care of all of this is take your phone with you. Let your significant others, your people at home, know what time to be expecting you. Let them know at least approximately where you are. And load your state wildlife agency's app on your phone.
That sounds like heresy to me. I don't want to have the state game warden's phone number as a contact.
Well, you might need it.
You don't need it in your contacts if you just put the app on your phone. The reason I'm saying that is because it makes it really easy to report your. We have to report our harvest.
Yeah. We do too. Yes.
So just having that app on your phone, it stores your license there. You have your. What I would do is I would get into my phone, and I can record my harvest easily. If a game warden shows up, I've got access to my license. So all I have to do is get into my phone, get to the app, open the app, and give it to him, and he can find it.
40 years ago, Kyle, I got shot at on game land. Thank God the guy wasn't very accurate. And anyway, without getting into a long, drawn out, if I'd have had that app back then, 40 years ago, I could have reported a violation right there and had a game warden right there.
Probably get there before the guy left.
Yeah.
You always got to be careful on public land, guys. On public land, its safety is elevated to a new level.
Also, another tip with that app is don't tag your deer 5 minutes after you purchase your deer license.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Friend of mine, he got in trouble for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He shot the deer, then got his hunting license on the app, and then immediately took a picture and tagged it. They come
Yeah.
knocking on his door.
I bet they did. So
And it was a really nice buck too.
That's why they came to his door.
Yeah. Actually, he had to give up the buck, and he asked me. He said, "Well, if I have to, uh, would you find somewhere, for this head mount to go?" And so it actually ended up at in one of the Bass Pro store deals. So
wow.
I can't believe he didn't ask for it. Can I have my tag back?
No, you're done hunting for the year, buddy.
Yeah, they're not as nice to us southern rednecks. They're
Yeah.
let me have your gun and your pickup truck and
Yeah, and half your house, and it's like you're getting divorced, dude. But now you still have a wife.
Yeah. So dress for the conditions. I think we don't need to talk much about that. Everybody knows. In the state of Georgia, you have to wear at least 500 cubic inches of blaze orange or fluorescent pink now. So,
really? Oh,
yeah, we've got so many lady hunters, they let them wear the fluorescent pink, which is
Well,
probably more visible in the woods than the blaze orange.
in North Carolina,
hats off to the women. Hats off to the women for that. That is a great thing. It
I
really is.
got another story about that later on if I can remember to tell
in
you.
North Carolina, you have to wear 360 blaze orange, so a hat covers it. Okay, or a vest, but it's got to be 360 degrees.
Okay, here's where we're going to get into some angst. There's going to be some pushback on this one.
Uh-oh.
Tree stand and elevated hunting safeties. Tree stands offer great vantage points, but also rank among the leading causes of hunting injuries. I will sit here and tell you that more people are hurt getting in and out of tree stands than are shot accidentally in the deer woods.
Yep.
1,000%.
Heading out.
You gone already?
Yes, sir. We're heading out early tomorrow.
Remind me in the after chat. I got to tell y'all a funny tree stand story.
All right, where were we at? Sorry, D was
Tree-
late.
Tree stand safety.
They say use a full body harness every time you climb. Now, if I'm using a climbing tree stand, I will. But using just a ladder stand, no, I ain't doing that. I just ain't. I mean, I'm climbing up a ladder. But here's the most critical thing, and I want CW's feedback. To me, the most dangerous time of getting into a ladder tree stand is transitioning from the ladder to the platform or from the ladder to the seat or however you want to look at it.
That's
You mean like
exactly
climbing
right.
sticks? Climbing sticks or ladder that
No,
sticks to the tree type of thing, or a ladder?
Like a ladder stand. Yeah, ladder stand.
Either or.
It's the turning around point where you go from transition from ladder to sitting down.
I never liked the going up tree steps, the ones you screw in type,
No, I don't
transitioning
either.
to the stand. That was the most dangerous.
Yeah.
Ladder stands that I use are a ladder attached to the base of the stand, and then the seat is above that. I have no issue at all with those. I climb right up. No, there's no. You're inside you're inside a surround as soon as I get on the platform. So I go right up the stairs. As I get up there, I lift up the surround, the rifle rest, whatever you want to call it. I get in the stand, I duck under, and I pull it back down. Now I'm totally surrounded.
But that's the prime time for falling is during that transition right there.
Well, and I've been on hunts where those steel stands, you get up there in the morning and it's a little warmer and then right as the sun comes up, it frosts on it frosts on the ladder, and it stays there for a little bit. So if you get down, you know, you ought to have a carabiner at least. I think a carabiner at least in that transition, and once you get on the ladder, you're okay. You know, you can go straight down because you got your hands on it. But that's switching around is a problem.
The trickiest part is getting down.
Yeah, right.
Is when you're turning around and trying to find the first rung of the ladder with your foot.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And let me tell you, everybody, go ahead and take the time and write your name in the I'm a Sissy book and lower your rifle or your bow or whatever down to the ground with some rope. That way you're not carrying that with you.
Yeah. And
that way your hands are free.
And that's why nobody carries a real pretty rifle hunting, because every time you hear it go donk on the steel, you're like, oh, God. You know.
Here's a really good one. Your rifle scope is a sight. It's not a pair of binoculars.
That's right.
Amen, brother.
Yep. And here's another good one. If you're hunting with a lever action and it's scoped, have the little side hammer attachment to it, so you can grip it with gloved hands.
The original thumb drive.
Yes, after you load it, you can safely lower that hammer down. Because trust me, and I won't get into a long story, if you don't have that side hammer, that hammer can slip, and then you see a bright flash in the middle of the dark, and you know
you lost your gun.
There's no deer ever going to come near you for quite some time, because there's been a big boom. And you've got it pointed in a safe direction, thank God. So
yeah, hammer spur.
Hammer spur. Thank you, Jamie.
Tommy boy.
Spur. There you go. Thank you, Tommy.
My 35 still got one on it, even though I don't have a scope on it anymore.
Yeah,
that's all right.
I just forget about that crossbar safety.
All right, let me get back. All right, let's get back. This is if I'm in CW, I don't wear a full body harness in a ladder stand.
I don't either.
I won't do that.
Rope
here's
around your neck, just make sure it's tied on. You're good.
I just have a lap belt.
Yeah.
That's all I have.
I don't sleep. I don't really sleep when I'm deer hunting. I've never had that problem.
I don't call it a problem. I call it a blessing.
I've had some of the best sleep I've ever had in the tree stand.
I am just keyed up when I get
almost every time you wake up, there's a deer there. Almost every time.
That's what wakes you up is those 10 deer right there in front of the stand.
And if it's good and cold and you're leaned over your rifle and you're breathing on your scope, you got to look through the scope and it's frozen.
Everybody tells
me some kind of a motion detector up there on your tree stand, so you can snooze off a little bit, and then the motion detector goes off when the deer is right smack dab underneath you at the bottom of the tree. Motion detector goes off.
I'd never sleep in a deer stand, and now I hunt 200 yards from my house, in a box stand, and an office chair with a rifle rest. I could kill my limited deer right there on my own property. I don't even have to. My lifetime license is worthless. I mean, I don't even need that. All I need is landowner tags. But I don't even sleep in it. Once I get up in it, I'm like, pop! I'm wide open. You know, I don't sleep. I never look at my phone at all when I'm hunting. I watch the birds. I watch the critters. I
I never even carry my phone when I'm hunting, actually, which is
I
probably a
do.
bad thing. But
I carry my phone just in case.
I
You know.
got to. You might have to call 911. Okay, let's get back to this. Uh, so ladder stands, full body harness, maybe, maybe not. This is critical. Inspect stands, steps, and straps for wear before the season.
Amen.
Okay.
Yep.
Climbing. Maintain 3 points of contact. 2 hands, 1 foot, or versa versa. All right, here's one where I might get in trouble. Never carry firearms or bows while climbing. Use a haul line instead. And the last one is keep your safety line attached from the ground up and back down again. They got some really cool safety features for these climbing tree stands now. Yeah. And I had one. I gave it away last year. Paid a lot of money for that too. I should have sold it. But
It's like a sliding knot. It only goes one direction. You
right.
hook
Yeah.
your harness up to. I think it's a really, really good idea if you're climbing with what Jamie was talking about, which is the clamp on the tree ladder or the screw in tree steps. And then you've got to transition off the trunk of the tree, swing around and get on your platform. I think full body harness with one of those climbing knot things, you make a step, you slide it up, you take a step, you slide it up, because they slide up easy, but they don't slide down. And when you fall off, miss a step, you don't go anywhere but right there. And you're hooked up
like,
at the base of your neck, so you're not spinning by the waist or upside down, or the old school way was just a belt around your waist. And let's face it, most of us men are heavier on the top and the bottom, so when you fall, you're upside down.
Yeah,
it's no fun.
Call that not. I call that not a brake. It's like a brake. It's friction oriented, so it stops you. Yeah, and I had some sketchy stands. I always ran tree steps way above my lock on, so I could climb above it and step onto it. And if you're young and you're hunting a lock on and you're using screw on steps, don't make it hard on yourself. Put them closer together. You're going to be wearing hunting clothes. You're not going to be wearing shorts when you put that, like when you put that thing up with your buddy. You're going to be wearing hunting clothes. So put plenty of steps in there so you can reach it when you're wearing a insulated suit or what have you.
Jamie, can I throw a good one in there?
Let me share a picture first. Hold on. Let me show y'all exactly what we're talking about here. I think most of you know. This is the Summit 180 Max. It's not cheap. It's probably one of the better climbing tree stands. You see those hooks right there on the bottom platform? That's where your feet go, and then you set on this rail right here. Pull this part up, stand on that, then grab hold of this and slide it up the tree, rinse and repeat until you get to the height you want to go. Y'all understand?
Yeah, I'm glad you just showed that, Jamie. Now, can I make one little point?
Yes, please.
Now, you see how there's 2 parts to that stand?
Yes.
Tie them together.
Please take you a piece of rope. Leave enough slack in there so it can move. But let me tell you something, guys. You ain't lived. Your buddy is sitting right there. And this part down here is on the ground where you're standing. And he's climbed 25 feet up in the tree, sitting there, and his feet are dangling inside that loop, and you got to get a rope up there to him so he can climb he can pull that bottom platform back up and get his dumb butt down out of that tree.
That's
Or
when
you're
it's when
by
you tie.
yourself. You're by yourself, and your feet slip out of the hoops on the bottom part, and it just ratchets all the way down the tree.
Oh,
And so
man.
you can sit there all day. Now, how do
Yeah.
I get down? Well,
That
it's called
happened to
a bear
somebody
hug.
I know. The first thing I do would walk back to the truck, bring the chainsaw out, and just for fun, fire it up at the bottom of that tree.
Hey,
I'll
don't
get you down.
don't do that because I'm up in that tree and I've got a gun.
Another
But
thing
that is a
about that,
terrible feeling. That is a terrible feeling. I'm telling you guys, all it takes is at least just one 3-foot section of rope and tie those two pieces together, and that will stop that calamity from happening because it is a bad issue, and you will be exhausted by the time you get down out of that tree.
another thing you need to do is every year you need to inspect that cable. If there's any rust on it at all, you need to replace it.
Yep.
If any of that covering at all has been compromised and it's rusted, you need to replace it. I had a customer that fell 35 foot out of a tree. He almost died. He's got 3 bicycle chain ribs, rods in his legs, titanium hips because of it. Because of a tree stand failure, a cable failure. The top broke out and off he went. And he was a trophy buck hunter. He thought he needed to be 97 feet high in the tree so no buck could smell him and all that kind of crap. Well, he fell and the tree stand went with him, and pretty much when the EMTs finally found him, he fortunately he punctured a lung. He thought he was dying. He got cell service, which is a miracle, where he was, and called out, and they finally found him, and they had to unwrap the tree stand off his body before they could get him on a gurney and carry him out. And he was helicoptered to Charlotte.
That is not fun.
No, he almost died. He showed me the X-rays.
They've got this real cool system. If I can show this again, let me just pop this up here for a second. They got this real cool. I wished I could find it, but that website is not. This is DNW Outdoors. What's really cool is they have a system where there's a line that goes all the way down, and you have a full body harness on that goes around the tree, and then there's another rope that goes down there too that knot, like CW was talking about, slides up, but it won't go down. And worst case scenario, you fall out of this thing, but you're dangling from the tree. So what you got to do is you got to figure out how to get from dangling in the tree, on the tree, in that body harness back into that dang tree stand right there.
Yeah, but that's easier than being broke up and trying to figure out how you're going to get out alive.
Yeah, this is the most dangerous part of deer hunting. I'm telling you guys, there's more people paralyzed from tree stand accidents than from accidental gunshots and this, that, and the other.
We make it sound humorous, but it's not.
It sure is. And my buddy that I hunt with was climbing down out of a homemade ladder stand, and it'd been a long time since it'd been hunted out of, and we didn't check it. He just went and got in it, and he was hunting with I wish I knew what that what that gun was. It was a Remington semi-automatic in 308 is what it was, and
7400,
7400, I
742.
believe. And it was a 308. Anyway, he fell. That gun come out of his hand. He was cut up and banged up, and the rifle actually hit muzzle first into the ground and sunk about 4 to 6 inches. He had to pull the gun out of the tree, out of the ground, and clogged up with mud, dirt, all that mess. And as he took it home and cleaned it, it was fine. But see, guys, I've seen this stuff happen. You know,
You guys are all
You've never
fancy,
been
man.
so lonely until you're in the top of a tree, just sitting in the top part of a climbing stand with the bottom of the stand at the bottom of the tree. And
You
you're
guys
sitting
are
there going, what do I do now?
You guys are all fancy. I've never hunted out any of that stuff. We've always just drove barn spikes in a tree to make steps until you get up to a fork and you sit in that fork.
Well, we're not that backwoods. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm not opposed to it.
That's all I've ever used.
Like,
I've never had a tree stand or. I
James
think one
Pugh said-
feller that I hunted with once, he had two of them. He had like the actual ladder stand with the platform, and then the other one had a climbing tree stand. We was at deer camp, and first day he shot 2 nice bucks, and like our whole plan was, you take your deer, but then like you let the other one go because there's a bunch of us hunting on this 250, 300 acres. He shot 2 right off the pat, and so we told him like, well, Brett, you're done, and he goes, oh no, I'm going back out in the morning. And so that night he had that climbing stand like he had there on the picture on the tree still. And so we went out there that night and put in the truck and still on tailgated truck and pushed it all the way up in the tree where he couldn't get it. The next morning he was mad. But
Now, that's just wrong.
Like James
hey,
Pugh said,
it's wrong to take 2 bucks when you got the buddy system going on.
Well, I mean, it's right, but it's wrong.
James Pugh mentioned earlier, a lot of the guys now are hunting out of slings. They climb up the tree, and it's a sling that goes around the tree, and it holds you, and it's a sling. You sit in it.
Mm-hmm.
It's a younger person's
Yes.
method of doing it. But
What they call those? Tree lounges?
well, a tree lounge is a different thing. Those are some comfortable sleeping, I'll tell you.
Yes, they are. That's the older version of what he's
Yeah.
talking about. Yeah.
This is think of a hammock, except a small one, and it goes right under your butt, and you just climb up the tree and you sit in that little hammock thing. I think it could be pretty comfortable, but you need to be, younger bones and younger muscles and a little more agile than.
That sounds uncomfortable to the boys there.
no, it ain't like that. It's not sling hunting. They call it something else. But yeah, Michael Dunn, I'm with you and somebody else earlier. I think it was Dale Poe. No, Curtis, we don't do 79 Camaros at Georgia. 69 maybe.
79s are too hard to hang from the tree, Curtis.
Yeah, they are.
They do that up in New York, I heard. One guy up there got one.
Out on Long Island.
Poke, poke, poke.
And just because you're experienced, man, don't let that like creep up on you, because it's like 15 years ago. We had a guy who's in his mid 60s, been hunting all of his life. Getting up in a wooden tree stand that had been there. He hunted out of, and he's either pulling his gun up or lowering it down, but he shot himself.
Ooh.
Either pulling the gun up or lowering it down. And that's when somebody out there a while ago said, make sure there's not one in the chamber. That's 100% right. And I figure he had been doing it so much all of his life, he just got too comfortable and made one mistake.
That is lesson number one. I don't care if you're scared it's going to make a noise when you rack it when you get into the tree. Make sure. I don't even really want any rounds in the gun, period, if I'm going up or down a tree, especially if I'm blowing it with a rope.
Yeah, I don't care. I don't care if there's
Why have
rounds.
rounds in it?
I don't care if there's rounds in it, just as long as there's one not chambered.
Well, I would. I'm better safe than sorry.
Yeah.
A couple of clicks is fine.
Yeah.
Because you're going to make a big click when you rack one in. So.
Well, I don't think anybody's brought up the point. CW and Walter and probably me have killed a lot of deer off the ground. Walter probably by horseback. Well, I mean that's not illegal there. You know, if you're ground hunting, it kind of frees you up a little bit because you're not carrying a bunch of crap into the woods, and it's kind of mono a mono. When you're on eye level with the deer, and it's like turkey hunting. You have to be even more still. But if you're hunting on land you're not familiar with, if it's not your own land, you definitely need to wear orange. I mean, or fluorescent pink, or whatever your state allows, because I don't want to be mistaken for a game animal. I can't tell you. I've probably killed 25, 30 deer sitting up next to a tree.
Yeah.
The only thing you could be mistaken for is a grizzly bear, sir.
Oh, well, I want to be a grizzly bear with orange.
Okay. Here's the thing: if I'm not hunting from one of the outfits on my property, and I can't hunt from a ladder stand. I'm 64 years old now. I'm not doing much climbing anymore.
No.
But if I was, I would have one of these.
Uh-oh.
That's the thing right there. That's what we were talking about, CW.
Mm-hmm.
The automatic
Michael
elevator?
Dunn, I think, named what it's called. It's like the knot has a name, but basically it's a knot. It just looks like
okay. Yeah. It came
Lifeline.
from
Prusik knot. Prusik.
Yeah.
Prusik.
Yeah.
Not
It came from
climbing knot.
Carabiner. Yeah, climbing knot.
Well, actually, most of the time, Prusik knot is used for stringing tarps up over certain things because you can pull it one way and it'll give, and if you pull it the other way, it won't.
But inside this,
in the fire department for going down over ledges and stuff on the belay thing, and that's the same system that I used for decades as a safety throw line in kayaking. We get a paddler in distress, and we used a throw line, exactly the same thing. Or if someone was coming down a river, if we're doing a river run, you get somebody down ahead of them, throw that line out for them to grab. Exactly the same.
Which I think is exactly what he's got.
In. Yep.
Yeah.
And inside this little cowbell looking thing, that's where you hook your the
harness.
full body harness.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, you're going to be dangling from the tree, but hopefully you can figure out how to get back in the tree stand.
Yeah.
My buddy is older than me, and he still uses a climbing tree stand on occasion. But I gave mine to his grandson. I told him to teach him how to use it.
The climbing harness Mama bought me before she died. She said, "Please wear this, son." please wear it. And I was like, okay, Mom. And I was still using climbers and lock-ons, and he had a sewn web that broke away and broke your fall, similar to what that knot does. But I always figured if it ended up dangling, I use Gibbs rule from NCIS: never go anywhere without a knife. You know, if I'm closer to the ground than I am to the stand, I'm gonna cut my way loose.
That's a good one right there.
Yeah, that'd be better than tied around your waist or under your arms. That's a whole lot more comfortable.
Yeah, it's around your waist and between your legs.
Yep, that's the way mine was.
Granted, that's not going to be comfortable if you're hanging.
No, yeah, no, your nethers are going to be all knotted up, you know, but it's better than being broke up.
All right, let's finish our list. Plan and communicate. We talked about that. Dress for conditions. Use full body harness like we just showed you. 3 points of contact. Never carry a firearm or bows while climbing. Use a haul line instead. I've gotten to the point now. For a long time, I climbed with my rifle on my back, across my shoulders like that. And then I got to where I'd pull it up and climb with my pack on my back. Now I just got 2 lines because I'm old and sorry.
One for the backpack and one for the gun.
Yeah, just hope they don't
They can get heavy. Yeah.
up. Say that again, CW.
They
sorry.
can get heavy when you get a rifle and a pack. You don't realize.
Yeah.
Here's a good
Especially
idea.
with a little skinny rope, a little bitty paracord rope. If you had a 3/8 inch diameter rope, you could probably do it. It's not that it's too heavy, just it bites into your fingers. You got to wrap it around and pull and slide it, and your hands are
Right.
cold, so it's not as easy as you think.
Here's a good idea. Carry a little, and they make them that'll fit in your pocket now. GRMS radio. For those of y'all that are familiar with ham channels and stuff like that, that is a universally allowed bandwidth of ham radio, and they're
But you don't have to have a license for.
exactly, and it's just a little pocket walkie-talkie, just nothing. And if something happens, you can actually listen to weather and all that stuff, or you can say, "Hey, I'm in trouble."
So you can get a hold of someone in Mongolia and tell them you fell out of your tree stand.
Well, you're not going to reach somebody in Mongolia with what I'm talking about, but you can reach the local police station because they do monitor GRMS.
I know what you're talking about, Kyle. I'm just giving you crap.
And they can triangulate your position. All you have to do is just sit there and hit the push to talk button. Just sit there and repeatedly hit it. It's not Morse code. You don't have to know that. You just sit there and repeatedly hit it, and they will find out where that noise is coming from.
Now, Jamie, the base of my box stand is only 7 foot high. I walk up my.
Won't you just stand up?
I walk up my steps with my rifle on my back and unload it, of course, and then get into the stand and get my crap ready. But even that being said, last year with a plywood floor, I checked out my stand, cleared out the wasp nest, everything. I stepped in that stand the first time, but one corner, my foot went through it. Now, this stand's been tossed by a tornado back into the barbed wire fence, been set up, re-nailed, re-screwed, everything's solid. I thought, okay, the floor's solid. Well, I didn't notice that little black on the floor underneath. My foot went through it. So after deer season last year, before my knee went completely south, I nailed some or screwed some 2-inch oak boards, and I got a 2-inch oak floor, and I'm probably going to cover that with vinyl and then cover the windows when so the weather can't get in when during the off season. But that's bad on me. I should have noticed that I had some rot going on, and that could have been bad. I could have had 3 foot of leg sticking through, and pulling it out would have been painful because all the splinters going this way.
All kinds of chewed up.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah, being impaled in a deer stand is not exactly my way of going.
But given me, my foot went through the floor, and I went, well, this part feels solid. So I got in the office chair and hunted anyway. But I got a floor in it pretty quick.
Okay, quickly here before we get to verse of the week time. Wildlife and environmental hazards. Be cautious of snakes, insects, or predators, especially in southern or western states. Treat water crossings carefully. Remove your pack straps to avoid entanglement if you fall. Be aware of private property lines. Trespassing can lead to accidents or legal troubles.
And that should be no problem for anybody today because we almost all have cell phones, and you can see property lines easy. There's free apps to show you where all the property lines are. You can access owners' names of the properties. You can get all that information for free with simple apps and simple internet. Even Google Earth can show you those things.
There's no
excuse.
No excuse.
No excuse.
Right.
Yes, and please do not argue with a homeowner because those maps can be 20, 30 foot off. So keep that in mind too, because that's come across the deal. My uncle had that trouble. Like, oh, well, it don't show your property lines like 30 foot inside this fence. And he's like, that's not exact. It tells you right there on the app. So keep that in mind too.
And here in the South, or at least in North Carolina, and I'm sure probably Georgia too, in the game land section of Pisgah National Forest or Cherokee National Forest, you'll have pockets of private land that intrude into game lands, and you won't know it. You could be just hunting along and slip hunting, and boomly, you're on. You see a paint mark on a tree or something. What's that for? I'm on game land. No, you're not. The next 200 yards are private property. So you got to be very, very aware of that. I ran into that bird hunting for years up in Pisgah. So.
Yeah, you cross over somebody's property line and they're out there hunting too. And that can lead to accidents and people being ticked off. And we need to be one big hunting family and not, anyway. Dispose of carcasses and trash responsibly. Ethical hunting practice and safety go hand in hand. Ethical hunters make safe decisions because they respect wildlife, other hunters, and the land. Thank you. Take clear, ethical shots within your effective range. Recover wounded animals promptly. And let me just say a quick note about that. We've all had wounded animals get away from us, but we need to do everything we can to recover those. Follow all local regulation tags and season limits. And this needs to go unsaid, but it needs to be said loud and often. Treat landowners and guides with courtesy. Safety and ethics aren't just rules. They're the foundation of good sportsmanship. Common mistakes to avoid: carrying loaded firearms in vehicles or camps, failing to communicate your location with hunting partners or family, ignoring the weather and overexerting in harsh conditions, taking shots without a clear backdrop, not wearing safety gear like harnesses or blaze orange.
Or pink.
Yeah.
I will add this. I won't add the story with it. If you're a young fella out with your sweetheart, don't roll up into Pisgah National Forest and ride between two campers 30 foot behind them wide open in a diesel truck and think you're going to park up. You're going to be met with a lot of firepower. And they're going to ask you to leave. It's just common courtesy. A man's camp is his home. So treat every camp like it's their home.
You don't walk up in somebody's camp. You holler, ask them for permission to come into their camp.
Well, you definitely don't drive up into one within 1 foot of a camper and
not have the common courtesy to say hooty hoo.
That poor boy, he didn't know whose camp he was driving up in. Guess who got voted to go out to meet him? He looked me down and up. And he said, "Is that an airsoft rifle?" I went, "No, sir, that's an M4." Like that, and he went, "You mean business?" I said, "I mean, you come really close to knocking our campers off the mountain. You need to leave. You need to go." He said, "Well, I'm just hunting for a bear dog." "You can hunt for them during the daylight, son. Get out of here." Run him off. I mean, that's just dumb. It's just dumb. You just don't pull up into someone's camp, or like Jamie said, you definitely don't walk up into a man's camp without hello to camp.
And Michael Dunn, when you're going to plant those purple trees around your property line, make sure you get them on sale.
I can hook you up with that.
Ain't you never seen a cowboy western? Hello in the camp.
Hello in the camp.
That's
That
just common.
smells good.
That's common courtesy. I mean, it is. As long as they don't ask me, "You want a peach?" No, that always hurt my teeth.
I'm coming in.
Big Jake.
Big Jake. There. Thank you, Jamie.
I thought you was dead. Next person that tells me that, I'm gonna shoot.
Not hardly.
All right, Jamie, prep up. Get ready. 2 deep breaths. Let's go.
What's your hurry, Kyle?
I ain't in no hurry. I'm just telling you, it's time, dog.
He needs Jesus.
That was probably a bad boy today or something needs saving.
And y'all ain't wrong. I need you.
All right. Well, first thing I got to tell you, tonight's verse of the week is going to be rather ambitious.
Uh-oh. I'm ready.
We're going to finish John chapter 3. We're going to go from, of course, I'm going to be summarizing a lot of it, but from verse 22 to the end. And we're going to focus mainly on the last 2 verses because I'm hoping by the time that we get there, it's going to ring familiar to you guys.
It will.
Okay. So in John chapter 3, verses 22 through 26, turns out Jesus and John the Baptist are both carrying on their ministry. And this is relatively at the beginning of Jesus's ministry. But as we're going to establish in our study tonight, it's pretty much the end of John the Baptist's ministry. So they're both out there doing their thing and baptizing folks. Says Jesus came in the land of Judea, but John was in Enon near Salem, and they came there and they were baptizing. There was a lot of water there. And verse 24 right there says, "For John had not yet been thrown into prison." So that's our first clue that John's ministry is coming to a close. And so there arose a dispute between John's disciples and the Jews about purification. And they asked John, did they know that Jesus was there baptizing, because everybody was going to Jesus instead of John the Baptist. And let's start reading here just for a little bit here. Y'all humor me. And, verse 27 there said, "John answered and said, a man can receive nothing unless it has been given to him from heaven. You yourselves bear me witness that I said I am not the Christ, but I have been sent before him. He who has the bride is the bridegroom. But the friend of the bridegroom who stands and hears him rejoices greatly because of the bridegroom's voice." And he's talking there about himself and Jesus. "Therefore, this joy of mine is fulfilled." In other words, I'm happy that Jesus is now on the scene and doing his stuff. Verse 30, "He must increase and I must decrease." A very famous verse of scripture. 31, "He who comes from above is above all. He who is of the earth is earthly and speaks of the earth. He who comes from heaven is above all." Again, John's talking about himself being earthly and Jesus coming from heaven and being above all. "And what he has seen and heard, that he testifies, and no one receives his testimony." Verse 33, "He who has received his testimony has certified that God is true. For he whom God has sent speaks the words of God, for God does not give the Spirit by measure." And then we get to our verses of the week. Verse 35, "The Father loves the Son and has given all things into his hand." Verse 36, "He who believes in the Son has everlasting life, and he who does not believe the Son shall not see life, but the wrath of God abides on him." To that I would add, if you're not living it, do you really believe it? Do you believe enough to live it? So this is John recognizing the completion of his ministry, and this is his final testimony of Jesus. And John MacArthur has a note on verse 36 there that says, "This constitutes a fitting climax to the chapter. John the Baptist laid out two alternatives: genuine faith and defiant disobedience, thereby bringing to the forefront the threat of looming judgment. As John faded from the forefront, he offered an invitation to faith in the Son and clearly expressed the ultimate consequences of failure to believe, i.e., the wrath of God." That's where none of us want to be. Guzik there has a lot of notes. Let me see if I can find it. Here it is. It says Jesus is a uniquely reliable revelation because he has the Holy Spirit without measure, in contrast to previous prophets. That's verse 34. The rabbinical books, this is Alfred, this is Guzik quoting Alfred. He says the rabbinical books say that the Holy Spirit was only given to the prophets by measure. This unmeasured pouring of the Spirit on him, Jesus, accounts for his speaking the words of God. The Father loves the Son. This is Bruce. Twice in this gospel we read that the Father loves the Son. Here in John 3:35 and in John 5:20. The verb here is agapeo. In the other place, it is phileo. The alternation of these two verbs is in identical statements, illustrates the evangelist's propensity for varying his choice of synonyms. So the Son, this is Dodge. That's why I love Guzik. He gives you so many different commentators' view of what's going on here. The Son there, Dodd says this absolute use of the Son as a designation of Christ certainly suggests, if it does not prove the proper divinity of Christ, suggest if it does not prove the proper divinity of God, of Christ. It is the favorite designation in this gospel, the Son. Then we get to our verse here. He who does not believe the Son shall not see life, but the wrath of God abides on him. John explained that because Jesus is the man from heaven, there is a heavy price to pay for rejecting him. If you reject the Son, then you receive the wrath. And that's Guzik. And he quotes Spurgeon here. He says, he who does not believe, he says, Charles Spurgeon says, he may think that his not believing is a very small business, but indeed it is a barbed shaft shot against the deity. Strong words from one of my favorite commentators. The wrath of God. The word, this is tinny. The word does not mean a sudden gust of passion or a burst of temper. Rather, it is the settled displeasure of God against sin. It is the divine allergy to moral evil. The reaction of righteousness to unrighteousness. God will not be mocked. To reject the Son is to reject his gift, eternal life. You can't tell him, I'll take the gift but reject you. It ain't going to work like that. The wrath of God is a concept which uncongenial to many modern students, which is uncongenial to, I don't even know what that means. And various devices are adopted to soften the expression or explain it away. This cannot be done, however, without doing great violence to many passages of Scripture and without distracting from God's moral character. Yeah, you ain't going to do that. It is not that God sends wrath upon him. It is that he brings that wrath upon himself. That's Barclay. The previous quote was Morris. Morris again. The wrath of God abides. It abides in this world because sin's evil abides until the wrong of it is perfectly satisfied. It abides into the next world because those who reject Jesus cannot offer a perfect sacrifice acceptable to God. The wrath of God abides until the perfect payment Jesus made on the cross satisfies the debt of evil and guilt.
Amen.
That is David Guzik himself. Now Morris. We may not like it, but we should not ignore it. John tells us that this wrath abideth We should not expect it to fade away with the passage of time. Spurgeon says, Holy Whitfield, when he was preaching, would often hold up his hands and, with tears streaming down his eyes, would exclaim, Oh, the wrath to come, the wrath to come. Then he would pause because his emotions checked his utterance. Man. Looking back over John 3, one might say that it is a must-read chapter of the Bible. There are 4 prominent musts in John chapter 3. The sinner must. The sinners must. You must be born again. The Savior's must. So must the Son of Man be lifted up. That's in John 3:14. The sovereign's must. He must increase. That's John 3:30. And the servant's must. I must decrease. That's fine stuff from Dr. David Guzik and Spurgeon and so many others. Barclay, Morris, Tenney, Dodds, Alfred. I hope y'all enjoyed that, because that was questions or comments. That would be our first.
Ooh.
Over a Rebel.
I had a young man ask me a couple of weeks ago, who I'm very close with. He's a good customer. He's friends with my daughter and my son-in-law. He said, Mike, you're a Christian. You believe in God. He said, why do you think God allows evil in the world? I was ready for this question. God sent me this answer. I said, do you believe in darkness? He said, yeah, I believe in darkness. It's dark when it gets dark. So dark is nothing but the absence of light. Evil is nothing but the absence of God. Period.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Simple as that. So that's why God allows it. It's a natural process. I said evil is the absence of God, and dark is the absence of light, and wet is the absence of dry, and blah, blah, blah. I said, you need to get right, son. That's all I got to tell you. You just,
So is cold the absence of heat, or is heat the absence of cold?
right. Heat,
You can't add cold to anything. All you can do is take away heat.
Right. I'm a heat and air conditioning man. So if you sit there and say, what's the absence of heat? Well, the absence of heat is cold. You know, and
in the universe outside of our
Happy zone.
atmosphere, it's really, really, really cold.
Yeah.
So my
that's what
question is, cold is the absence of heat.
And that's what I told the boy. And I call him boy. He's a man. He's 20-something years old. He kind of shook his head. So I have to think about that. I said, don't think about it too long.
Yeah, well, at least you got him thinking, you know.
I said, I thought about it. I was saved and then went off the beaten track. God led me back for a reason. I'm old. I'm getting crickety. I'm getting ready to have knee surgery.
No, you've been crickety.
Going to say,
Oh,
getting.
yeah. Some of us were born that way.
There's one thing I want to say as we wrap up the verse of the week in our study of John chapter 3. And we read that final verse there. Let me show it again. He who believes in the Son has everlasting life, and he who does not believe the Son shall not see life,
But the
but
wrath.
the wrath of God abides on him. Abides, that means it's going to stay on him
Mm-hmm.
because he rejected the Son and the Son's offer of eternal life. If you want to know what the wrath of God looks like, you need to take a look at his Son on the cross. Absolutely the most suffering any human being has ever endured.
Yes.
Because, so this is the way I put it, and I think Hillbilly's put it this way too. So if, let's say me and Hillbilly gone fishing, and I've told this before, so be patient with me if you've heard me say this. Me and Hillbilly went fishing, and we run out of bait. And I said, well, I'll turn into a worm. You can use me for bait. And he sticks the hook in me and throws me out there, and a fish bites me and all that kind of stuff. But he catches fish, so it's good for him. So when did my suffering start? When he stuck the hook in me? When the fish bit me? When the fish swallowed me? Part of me fell out onto the bottom of the lake. When did my suffering start?
Right. I even said that this week with videos of Nepal that showed
No,
us.
I want an answer to my question. When did my suffering start?
I was going
Well,
to
you
say,
found out you weren't getting no supper.
No, my
And yeah.
suffering started. My suffering started when I turned into the worm.
Right.
There you
Exactly.
You think about Jesus being God in heaven, worshipped by angels, in the presence, communion, and fellowship.
And has to turn into a worm. Yeah.
And then he had to take on flesh and be born as a baby human being.
Yeah.
So
And that goes back to verse 35, which you talked about, but kind of skipped over. But there's a point there that I want to bring up too, because chapter 35, or not chapter 35, verse 35 says that God loved his Son and not totally turned the reins over to him, but gave him made him CEO. I'll put it that way. And then 36 comes back in and says, that's why you need to follow the word of my Son. I gave him all that wherewithal. And so if you don't take the word of my Son, I'm coming for you.
I'm glad you brought that up, Walter, because all these verses of the week makes me pull out my grandmother's Bible and just start perusing through the possibilities.
Yep.
And it's not just the possibilities of Proverbs. You know, I'm reading into things and all that stuff. And I'm glad you brought that up.
You watch that tragedy.
Well, I don't have Jamie here, 7 days a week, and so when I read stuff, I interpret things a little differently, I guess, from what most people do. But I think that's an important concept that we can do that.
I just find it sacrilege to take a highlighter to the Bible, so I don't do that.
Yeah.
I watched that tragedy in Nepal and watched those people scurrying. And I'm thinking the first thing that came to my mind was, I hope y'all know Jesus, because you ain't getting away from that.
Yeah, you're going to meet him.
Yeah, because the Dalai Lama ain't carrying you, Sorry.
That's the thing about this verse we're showing right here.
Yeah.
He's giving all things into his hands. It's going to be Jesus that sits on the judgment seat.
Yep.
And don't get me wrong, that ain't God's wrath. That's just natural stuff that God has happened. A wrath of God is much worse than what the people of Nepal experience.
And we got to hurry, but then I'd just say that if you, like I said, if you want to see the wrath of God, look what happened to Jesus on the cross, because God had to pour out his full wrath on his own son on that cross to satisfy his requirement for a perfect sacrifice for the sins of the world. At that particular time, even Jesus cried out, my God, why hast thou forsaken me? And he was not asking his father, why is this? Because he's actually quoting scripture. He's quoting Psalms chapter 2, verse 2, I believe.
Right.
Or maybe even verse 1, which is where their greatest king, King David, actually prophesied about Jesus coming. But the wrath of God had to be poured out on all sin. And sometimes check out the physiological death of Jesus on the cross and what that entailed.
Oh, it was awful. It was awful.
There's what's the reason the Romans invented that? It was absolutely sickening. Anyway, we got to get out of here. We got to clear the way for, let's talk about bench rest with Chad and Coconut. You going over there tonight, Hillbilly?
No, I'll be on the side chat over there. I'm not going to be on the panel.
And that leaves the door open for next week's verse of the week.
Real quick, I did see in the news talking about Jesus on the cross and the tomb. They have done some digging and ground penetrating, stuff, and they're pretty sure they found the tomb right underneath that church where it's always been said that they built the Romans built a church of false gods over the top of that tomb area because they didn't want anybody to find it. But that's kind of hitting the news. So
that was Emperor Caligula in the 200s.
He was a sick man.
Yeah, but Constantine came not long after him, and he straightened stuff up. And his mama come in there with a whooping stick, boy.
Yeah.
Anyway, Hillbilly, if it's all right with you, since you ain't gonna be on, I'm gonna let Walter start us off because he does so well.
You betcha.
Okay, I'll be quick. I got a couple things coming up on the channel. A couple weeks ago, I guess. That guy way upstairs up there in the attic, where we put all our old stuff that, it's collecting dust and all that stuff. He put out a show us your 22 rimfire beater challenge. And first I told him, so I don't have one. And then I said, wait a minute. Yes, I do. So that's coming out on Sunday on my channel. I got a 22 beater. Somebody may not agree with it, but to me, it's a beater. And then on this past Wadcutter Wednesday, I showed you guys this weird old bullet, the 410 214 for 41 caliber, which Lyman made that mold in the mid 60s. It was intended for 41 caliber, nothing before that. And I said that, I was going to put it in 41 mag, which I did, and I shot him. But I'm going to go to the range Monday and shoot some in 41 special also and see what happens there. So you'll see that part on the second part of that Wadcutter Wednesday coming up next week. And I got another Free the Few coming out on Friday. And that's what's happening on the Viejo bench this week. Good to be here. I appreciate the invitation as always to come and participate. And it's just really fun to hang out with you guys over here in the side chat. You make what we do here all worthwhile. Without you guys, we'd be dust in the wind.
Thank you, Walter. We appreciate you. Kyle, you want to go next?
Sure. All I can say is woody woot to everybody in the side chat. Thank y'all all for cutting up. We've had a good time over there. My wife is going to dog sit for the next 8 days, so I'm going to be a bachelor. So, Jamie, you're more than welcome to come over here and we can do all the little boy activities. She's not going to be here to say no. Side panel, I appreciate y'all. This is great. This is what we do Friday nights for. I appreciate everybody. That's all I got. All right, Rob.
Counting down the days to knee surgery. I'm just about 2 weeks out. A little apprehensive. Never
You're gonna
had
be fine.
surgery.
You're going
I
to be
know.
fine.
I know. CW's been a beacon for me, and a couple other guys have been beacons for me. I've never had surgery before, so I know there's going to be a group of people in a surgery room with my leg up in the air, seeing all my nether regions, and they've seen it all before, and I'm going to be like, wake up and go, what y'all do to me? But
You're going to be amazed. You're going to be amazed.
Yeah.
I'm going to
Yeah.
walk in like an hour. Yep, you're going to walk in like an hour, and you will.
You'll be doing stairs in an hour.
Well, and I'm in so much pain now that the surgeon told me, he said, this ain't gonna be nothing for you. He said, you're in pain, son. And he said, this ain't gonna be nothing for you. I said, well, I think it's gonna be something. But anyway, I'm gonna miss hunting and fishing day this year. I always run the kids' egg shoot. I handed over $2,500 worth of 22 rifles to a guy I don't really trust. And the kids expect those rifles to be there. And I bought eggs, I bought this, I bought that, and Bullseye donated $140 worth of ammo to the shoot. And I said, I will not be charged for work days this year. Period. I said, I have put time, money, and everything else into this, and my club requires 3 work days a year at $25 a work day. A work day is 4 hours, and I put 14 hours into getting all this stuff together. So I listed all that and said, I will not be charged for work days. If you charge me for work days, I will roll that up and stick it where the sun don't shine. So, anyway, I got that to the committee member, and everything's cool. But Jamie, wonderful verse of the week. Side chat was awesome. I hope everything goes well with my surgery. I'll text Jamie and let him know I probably won't be on the week after, much like CW wasn't on the week after. I'll be enjoying his. CW gifted me the chill water boot that goes over your knee. I'll be laying here watching it and enjoying that thing. Yeah, I need to put a trolley under it because I'm gonna walk around the house with it. So anyway, Bama Dad, what you got?
Not a whole lot. I'm just happy to be here. Enjoyed it. Had a great time. Thanks for inviting. Hope everybody has a great week and a great weekend. If you get a chance, darken the door of the church and humble yourself this week. It'll do you good.
Amen.
That's all.
Hillbilly.
Mute.
We cannot hear you. We will hear you.
Mute.
Sorry about that. Thanks for having me on.
It's because of that hat
Appreciate. Yeah, I mean,
with the flat brim. That's why.
love it. But yeah, always great fun on here. Great side chat. You know, just always blessed to be on here. And anyway, I don't have a whole lot of videos coming up right now because of my leg. Just mainly are 2 live shows. One on tomorrow night, Saturdays 9:00 Central, 10:00 Eastern. Then we do our members live on Tuesday nights. And but today my granddaughter was here after school, and she's been wanting to do a video with me, so I'm like, okay, let's do this unboxing video. So we got a lot of great stuff in, including this awesome hat and all kinds of just wonderful stuff. So she was excited. We did an unboxing video for all the stuff that I've been sent, that I've won, and then people like Jamie just blessing me. And we got that'll be coming up. And then me and Ames, we do have a channel. It's fairly new, just called Hillbilly and Ames, and it's don't have nothing to do with guns. It's more about being old and looking towards retirement and just stuff like that. Talking about becoming empty nesters when we did, just stuff like that. And so we enjoy doing that together. And so it's just Hillbilly and Ames is the name of that channel. And so anyway, just been working on it some, and that's been about it. And appreciate you all so much, and go check out all these people on this panel, side chat. There's so many great channels out there, and just what a wonderful community. So thanks a lot. Appreciate you having me. CW, what you got coming up, buddy?
Well, we appreciate you, Mike, and I hope your leg gets better soon.
Oh, well, thank you.
Yeah, great time tonight. Pretty good chat. We had a great verse of the week and a really rapid fire side chat going on. Tried to get over there quite a bit, and I think I forwarded enough and passed things around and answered some questions. I have 3 videos come up again next week. I got one of the scopes that I'd shown you before on a rifle, and I got something new, and I got something new coming. So we'll talk about that when that happens. Thanks everybody on the panel and everybody in the side chat. Looking like a pretty good weekend here. I hope that a lot of you get relief from all this heat you're experiencing. And that's about it. God bless everybody. Jamie.
Panel members, thank you. Love you, each and every one. You guys on the side chat, man, y'all are awesome. Thank you for being here. Like I tell you every week, if it wasn't for y'all, we'd be doing Google Meets, but we'd be doing something. So we're awful proud that you choose to spend some of your weekend with us. And we'll leave you with this. The Lord bless you and keep you. The Lord make his face shine upon you and be gracious to you. The Lord lift up his countenance upon you and give you peace. We love you. There ain't nothing you can do about it. If he's willing, we'll see you next Friday night at 8 o'clock. Say good night, y'all.
Good night,
Good night,
everyone.
y'all.
Everybody.